Have you ever noticed how something totally innocent, a new habit, a sudden kindness, or a tiny shift in her routine can make you question everything? Imagine this. She smiles at her phone a bit more lately, cancels a date night to work late, or suddenly craves privacy. On their own, none of these things seem like much. But what if, together, they're clues you shouldn't ignore? Today, we're breaking down 12 innocent things she does that might actually mean she's cheating. The signs nobody talks about, but you need to hear. Let's get right into it. Welcome back to the channel, where we dig deep into the real side of love, trust, and everything in between. The truth is, affairs rarely start with a big bang. They grow in the shadows, hidden by everyday actions that seem harmless, until they're not. I'm not here to make you paranoid or tell you to spy on your partner. But knowledge is power when it comes to relationships. But if she never used to care about leaving her phone on the counter, and now she suddenly snatches it away anytime you're close, or suddenly puts it face down, that's a change worth noting. Maybe she jumps when you ask who texted, or she now has a new passcode you don't know. Individually, this is not a smoking gun. We all value digital privacy. But when this vigilance appears out of nowhere, it could be because she has something, or someone, to hide. Let's be clear. Sometimes it's just about work, a surprise, or even a personal boundary. But research, and more than a few relationship therapists, have observed that protectiveness with devices is one of the earliest signs of emotional or physical infidelity. 2. She's suddenly generous with gifts or affection. Surprised. Most people associate cheating with withdrawal and coldness, but offering more affection or gifts all at once can be a sign of guilt. The key here is noticing if these gestures seem to come from genuine love or feel like a defensive move. Is she giving the gift, or is she hiding behind it? 3. She's defensive about simple questions. You ask, "Who were you with after work?" or "Why did it take so long at the store?" Instead of a straightforward answer, she gets annoyed or accuses you of being controlling. This isn't just a bad mood. Discussion becomes a game of dodgeball. Therapists say genuine defensiveness, especially when it's new or paired with shutting down easy questions, can be a cover for guilt. Again, these aren't gotcha moments. Everyone gets moody sometimes. But persistent, out-of-character defensiveness, especially about her whereabouts or friends, can signal a problem brewing beneath the surface. 4. Her friends seem uncomfortable around you. Have you ever walked into a room and felt like you just missed the punchline? It's not always your imagination. Her friends' behavior can shift if they're helping her cover for cheating, or just feeling guilty themselves. Take it from the experts. When people are hiding something big, their circles usually try to close ranks. 5. She gets oddly critical out of nowhere. You're putting away laundry, and suddenly nothing you do is right. Little mistakes become big debates. She used to laugh off your quirks. Now they seem to get on her nerves constantly. This sharp uptick in criticism could be a sign of cognitive dissonance, the inner tension people feel when their behavior doesn't match their morals or promises. To manage this guilt, some people subconsciously start undermining their partner, convincing themselves that you are the real problem. If someone is suddenly hypercritical, especially in a way that's new, it might be their way of justifying behavior they can't own up to. 6. She's harder and harder to reach. We all get busy. But if these vanishings become routine, with vague explanations or stories that don't quite add up, that's a classic red flag. Experts also say that people involved in affairs often create new windows of absence and struggle to account for missing time when asked. 7. Her schedule becomes suspiciously unpredictable. Sorry, working late again. Got invited out for drinks? Again? Everyone's routine shifts sometimes, but if she suddenly has a wave of extra meetings, late nights, work trips, or impromptu self-care moments that take her away unexpectedly, and especially if her explanations start to feel rehearsed or thin, this pattern deserves a second look. Cheating often relies on new windows of opportunity, and inventing reasons to be elsewhere is one of the most common behaviors experts observe. 8. Her sex drive shifts, up, down, or just different. A lot of people assume a cheating partner loses interest in sex, but it's not that simple. Also, if you're ready to fast-track your success, check out my new course in the description or comments for exclusive strategies. Sometimes the changes are about how she touches you, trying out new moves that feel unfamiliar, or suddenly seeming detached in bed. Pay attention to these shifts, not as proof in themselves, but as data points in the bigger story. Dramatic changes in the bedroom almost always have a reason, whether it's stress, health, or something external. If her interest flips suddenly, or she introduces new habits out of nowhere, don't ignore it, especially if you notice other signs at the same time. 9. She gaslights you or makes you. Question reality. Gaslighting is when someone tries to twist truths, making you doubt your own experiences. Maybe she laughs off your concern, you're being paranoid, or accuses you of starting drama. Experts warn that cheaters often use this tactic to avoid accountability. But if she never used to care who looked over her shoulder, and now she keeps everything password protected? If she's suddenly saying, "I just need more space," when you ask about her day, that's worth noting. Privacy in a relationship is healthy. Deception is not. The difference? When privacy spikes overnight, especially around things like messaging apps or social media, there's a reason. Often, it isn't innocent. 11. She's more stressed, anxious, or distracted than usual. Have you noticed she seems on edge lately, worried all the time, or even irritable for no clear reason? Contrary to popular belief, people don't always cheat to escape problems. Sometimes cheating actually creates stress. If she's more jumpy, spaced out, or suddenly snappy without explanation, that anxiety could be guilt bubbling under the surface. Remember though, stress can come from anywhere: careers, family, health. But put this clue together with others, and it becomes more meaningful. 12. These inconsistencies pile up, and over time, they can point to bigger secrets. Liars have a hard time keeping every story straight, especially under pressure. If minor details keep shifting or her stories feel overly rehearsed, it's a signal to slow down and take notice. Let's pause for a second. I want to be absolutely clear. None of these things by themselves prove someone is cheating. All relationships have ups and downs, and people act differently for a million reasons. Maybe she's just stressed at work. Maybe she's planning a big surprise for you. What matters isn't one isolated behavior. It's the way patterns combine, especially if your gut is telling you that something doesn't add up. So, why do these innocent things matter so much? Because affairs are rarely about passion and adventure. They're about secrecy, hiding, distracting, covering up guilt, or filling a need that isn't being met openly. Because honestly, the most damaging thing isn't always the affair. It's how you deal with suspicion, trust, and communication afterward. Don't jump to accusations. If any of these signs hit close to home, fight the urge to explode or go searching through her phone. Start by asking gentle, open-ended questions. "You've seemed a little distant lately. Is everything okay?" Or, "I've noticed your schedule's changed. Anything new at work?" See how she reacts and trust your instincts about whether the answer feels real. Don't let paranoia destroy your peace. If you spend every day hunting for proof, that's a sign that trust has already broken down, even if there's no affair. Cheating is terrible, but living in constant suspicion is arguably worse. If you can, talk to a friend, therapist, or counselor before confronting her. Sometimes it's helpful just to have your feelings validated and sorted out. But instead of playing detective, focus on your feelings and the relationship as a whole. "I feel like we've been distant. I miss you. What can we do to get closer? Oftentimes, the way someone responds to these concerns is even more telling than the issues themselves. Does she get angry, dismissive, or turn the problem back on you? Or does she listen, engage, and try to find solutions together? If you discover real evidence, stay calm. Let's say you do find hard proof, messages, receipts, or hear something directly. The anger and sadness can be overwhelming, but decisions made in rage rarely lead to healing. Take some time and talk to someone neutral before you act. Rebuilding trust, setting boundaries, or choosing to leave, it's all easier with a clear head. To wrap up, the takeaway isn't that you should go home tonight and quiz your girlfriend about every text, mood swing, or lost hour. Thanks for watching. If you want to get the results you wish for fast, then check my limited time offer on my new course, which will skyrocket your success in dating. Click the link right now down below in the description or in the comments and grab this opportunity. See you in there.